that slurry method, if you think of it like almost like a get out of jail free card for wood turners. Right then, on the lathe I have another foundling. I found it at the back of one of the shelves here when I was getting ready for Bike Fest, which again was very good. So sometime during the video I'll throw up a few pictures from Bike Fest. Excuse me while I adjust this camera. I'll throw up a few pictures from Bike Fest to give you an idea what it was like. But it was very fun, great crack. Right, this blanket at the moment is 9 inches by 3. Right, it's lime, and as I said, I rough turned this years ago, and I put it up on one of the shelves here and I just lost it. Right, so what we have is we actually have a little bit of bore in this, so this should be quite nice. Right, so without any messing about, we get straight into this. First thing I'm going to do is level it off. Right, it looks like it might be punky in some places, but we'll find out as we're going. Yeah, but Bike Fest was good crack this year, as always. Great bunch of people there. Seeing a few faces and ran into a few people from the years gone. Right, the shape on this isn't actually too bad, so all I want to do is clean up the outside a little. Turn this quite fast because, as I said, I think there's some punky in it, and speed can help with punkiness. See, it's just there. Right, speed can help a little bit with punkiness. Slow it back down a little bit so that you get the curve right. Yeah, well, as I said, Bike Fest really good fun again this year. It was 20 years going this year. Had some of the usual people drop into me just for a chat, which at Bike Fest is something that you do quite a lot. You just have a chat with people, meet old friends that you haven't seen since the last one. Eric came in. Eric is one of the bikers, and he's really nice. Eric does photography, and he took some lovely shots of the inside of the stall. I'll stick them up here now to give you a look at what he did. As I said, I'm not going to change the shape of this much because the shape is actually quite good. Unlike the last one we did, the shape wasn't great. Right, I'm going to have to slurry that because it's not cutting nice at all. And we try backwards cutting it. That helps sometimes, not always. It really depends on what way it's lying. Take a really light cut just to see if that helps. Did a little bit, but not as much as it needs to. See, lovely and clean there. Right, we're gonna have to slurry method this thing. If you don't know what the slurry method is, I'll go into it. Right, it's a way of handling punky wood that won't cut properly for you. Especially when it's only a little bit punky like there, you know, like it's actually not too bad, but it's a way of handling it, and it might come in useful to somebody. Right, I need to try and clean that up a little bit there because that's a bit too bad to do the slurry on. Yeah, that's better. Right, now quick hollowing. So there isn't much turning in this bowl at all because it was the shape was okay actually. Right, just gotta get this tail socket out of the way, so excuse that. The camera movement for a second there. I'm just hogging wood out here. Not worried about finished cuts or anything else. Just let it go. I just want to get rid of wood from the inside here. Right, have a look and see how it's cutting. And the one thing I do not want to do here is scrape this at all, even with a negative rape, because of the punkiness in it. Now we'll try and clean up that edge a little bit more. Right, speeding up. Yeah, that helped. Right, it's still going to make me slurry, but it helped. Right then, I check. It's slightly raised in the middle there, and I don't like that. So we just take another cut. I don't want to raise in the center of the bowl. Right, that's better. Right then, slurry method. Right, the slurry method is a way of sanding, right? And when you get it like that, where it's not actually punky, it's just a lot of tear out, which lime is pretty bad for, right? It does it a lot. What you're gonna need is sanding sealer and 80 grit sandpaper, right? Sheets, not the round ones, right? Now, this will destroy your sandpaper down here, right? So if you can, use old sheets of 80, right? Right, so what you do is you get your sanding sealer, right? I don't know if it matters which one you use. The one I use is shellac based, but I don't really know if that matters, because what you want is the kind of hardening effect of sanding sealer, right? And you put a load on, especially where the punkiness is. I mean, you load it on, and you want to do this pretty quickly because you want to start sanding this while this bowl is still wet, right? Just put it on where the punky is. You don't need to go anywhere else, right? And put a lot of it on, and then immediately start sanding, right? What you're going to do, what you've done effectively, right, is you have filled all of the voids that are in that punky area with sanding sealer. Now, sanding sealer is quite sticky, especially when it's wet. And what you're going to do, see the way the sandpaper goes, right? What you're going to do is you're going to pull your sawdust or sanding dust from where you're sanding. It's going to hit those voids and it's going to go into them and fill them. Right? And you notice I don't have the extractor going because I want the sawdust to stay on the piece. You can see there and there, that's already just about filled. It's a really quick method of sorting that out, right? But you will use quite a lot of sanding sealer, and it's kind of a last resort thing. Right, now I can turn on the extractor. Excuse me for the sound. Right, and that's the 80 gritting done. You can see there where all that's now filled in, and there where it's almost completely disappeared, right? The different colours are caused by the sanding sealer, right? But when I do the fire outside of this bowl with sanding sealer, those extra colours will just disappear. That's a really nice little piece of board, right? Now I'm going to do the same on that little punky area there on the inside and there. Right, so I will sand this and I'll be right back to you. Right, then we finished Slurry Method on the inside, and it's there and there. Right, what we'll do, so that you can see what this method actually does, if I can find a marker. There's one. Okay, right. We're going to mark the chuck, right, there to there, and there to there, right? That's where I've done the Slurry Method, there and there, right? We put an X in there so we know where we are, right? And when I've finished sanding and putting everything on this, I'll bring it straight back and we can have a look at those areas and you can see what the Slurry Method has actually done, right? So I'm going to sand this. As I said, it's going to be a really short video because there wasn't much to do, right? And I'll be right back to you. Alright, then just finishing buffing the wax off this, and turned out fine. Alright, that Slurry Method, if you think of it like almost like a get out of jail free card for wood turners, it really helps. Alright, I'll give you a look at those places now. Alright, there's our mark. You can see there the pumpkin is as good as gone. And there, it did a really good job of getting rid of it. Inside, completely gone on the inside, there and there. So as I said, if you think of the Slurry Method as like a get out of jail free card, it works very well on little punky areas like this. I could have gotten rid of that punky area without using the Slurry Method. Yes, all I would have had to do was drop my hand and do a really good shear cut on it. But I wanted to show you the Slurry Method. For if you have like a really tough piece of wood that just won't cut away, or that has a lot of tear out. I know there's a couple of species of wood that are terrible for end grind tear out, but the Slurry Method will help with them as well. Right then, that is a nice bowl. Where is that piece of board? There it is. That is really nice there. Right, I'll flip this over, do the base, and I'll give you a better look at it. So I'll be back in a sec. Okay, and then there we have it, a very nice little 8x3 lime bowl with a nice piece of board in it. And hopefully you can see where the Slurry Method worked on it. I think on the inside, I think it's over there on the inside. There it is on the outside. All here was all punky and chipped. Right, so as I said, think of it almost like a get out of jail free card. Right, right. For those of you who are interested in Bike Fest, I'll put up some shots of Bike Fest at the end here, just and in the fade out, right? So if you enjoyed that or got anything out of it, if you wouldn't mind clicking like on the video, subscribe if you want, and I'll see you in the next one.
Bike Fest, unbelievable.
Epic.
Unreal.
It's become one of the best bike events in Europe as far as I'm concerned.